right, some of you know that my husband signed me up for Tupperware as a birthday surprise. He was at Suzette's house buying Tupperware as a birthday present for me, and he didn't actually think that I wanted to sell Tupperware. He thought he wanted to get the discount in buying it for me. So it was his brainchild to sign me up as a consultant, and never thinking that I would sell it. And he said, oh, by the way, this lady Suzette wants you to call her. And so I called her because I'm supposed to, and that's what I do. If I'm supposed to do something, I have to follow the rules. So she said that she needed me to come for an orientation, and okay, I'll go for an orientation, but I made it fairly clear that I was not committed to being involved with Tupperware. He had signed me up, remember? So she said, you need to have a grand opening, and I said, well, okay, I guess I'll have a grand opening. And then she said, you need to invite 40 to 50 people to your grand opening, and I was really surprised by that. I didn't know if I knew 40 to 50 people to invite to a party, and I invited everybody I knew because she told me to. And then she told me I had to follow up and talk to them and call them and find out if they're coming, so I did. And turns out 14 of them came. I didn't have any idea if that was a good party or a bad party or anything, because I'd never really been to a party or had a party. And so when it was all said and done, I think my grand opening was $1,400 or $1,500. It was a good grand opening, and I had a hard time picking out all the stuff I wanted. But as I was picking things, I was trying to choose things that I would use in a business, which kind of surprised me because I wasn't planning to have a business. But anyway, so I think before my grand opening even happened, the first team meeting rolled around, and she said, you need to come to this team meeting. Oh, well, okay, since you said so. So here I show up at team meeting, which at that point was at her house in the room where her walls are lined with Tupperware. I'm sure you've seen it. And so I show up with my 2 kids in tow because my husband was working nights, and my kids went everywhere that I went. My boy, I think, had just turned 2, and my daughter, I think, was about 8 weeks old. And someone I did not know took my daughter in the back of the room, and I didn't see her again until the meeting was over. But it worked out fine, and I went away from my first meeting thinking, oh my heavens, some of those people sell $400 and $500 of Tupperware every month. And I just didn't know how that was even remotely possible to sell Tupperware every month. And I couldn't wait to tell my husband about the meeting because I just thought it was astonishing. So I had my grand opening, and turns out my first party was with my best friend. Before the party happened, she decided it would be in her best interest to sign up as a consultant. I don't think I figured that out, and I don't think she figured that out. I think Suzette told me that, and so I relayed that information to my friend who signed up. And so my first party that I did was a grand opening for my best friend. And then we went to the state fair, and it was Suzette's first year at the state fair, and it was this tiny little booth, and it was cram-packed, and I didn't have a clue what I was doing because I hadn't been with Tupperware for very long, but obviously by that point I had decided I was probably going to be with Tupperware. So Brandy walked into the booth. Some of you know Brandy, and I said, can I help you? And she says, my mom says I need to sell Tupperware. And I said, okay, let me help you with that. So we signed her up, and then as Suzette was watching my sales, she said, your team has the sales, you need to find a third person. So what did I do? I found a third person because she told me to. So I'm getting a little nervous about what she tells me to do. But I email Suzette frequently because this was, as you might remember, never my idea. I never would have been the person that said I would make a great Tupperware consultant. I never was the one who would have volunteered to have a party, let alone sign up for the business. And so I always felt like I need somebody to tell me what to do. So I email Suzette, and she tells me what to do, and we toss ideas back and forth, and she has helped me a lot. Like, not practically done it for me, but she has done a lot for me to further my business, and I really appreciate that. Now sometimes I email her just because I want to make her laugh. Now it's been 3.5 years, and I'm still with Tupperware, and I enjoy it more and more every day. And Suzette asked me why I stay, and for everybody, why you stay is obviously different, but I found that I stay because I enjoy the products, I love the company, I like coming to team meetings, I like going to the parties, and I like helping my customers, I like meeting the people at the parties a lot more than I thought I would. Turns out there was a secret side of me still hiding in there. And I enjoy getting out from home where I'm just mom. I enjoy doing Tupperware for me and doing something that is not just for someone else, if that makes any sense to anyone. Whenever our schedules get full and I start to feel a little overwhelmed and we pick through the activities that we're involved with, my husband and I, he always says, well, you can't stop Tupperware. You need to do Tupperware. It's good for you to go out and do Tupperware. That's important for you. And so we have a place in Tupperware for our family, and I appreciate that he supports that part of my life, even though he didn't intend for that to be a part of my life. And then I also stay because I like the money. I have my Tupperware money in a separate account that is my account. The money comes in and the money goes out associated with my business, and I know when I'm making money in Tupperware. And I can choose to spend that money on my groceries if I want to, or I can choose to spend it on vacation. And I usually choose to spend it on fun things or extra things that wouldn't have normally been in the family budget. So I buy my phones, smartphones that I would maybe otherwise feel guilty about. My iPad I bought with my Tupperware money. I paid for family vacation with my Tupperware money. I haven't earned any free vacations yet, but at least I can pay for them with my money. That's right, not yet. I bought a bunk bed for my kids' rooms. And so I can walk around my house and see tangible evidence of the difference that Tupperware is making for us. And I'm still having a good time, so I guess I'll go to the next party too.